Right, hello lads and lasses and welcome back to Boys Down Under, and today it's going to be a different kind of video to my more recent ones. Today we're going to be covering Celtic's newest signing in Cameron Carter-Vickers. We'll be covering who he is, why Celtic signed him, and obviously my thoughts and opinions on the deal. But before we get into the video though, please remember to subscribe to the channel. It's a great way of indicating to me that you guys are enjoying my content and want to see more of it. And it's, just a great morale booster for this tough time I'm facing in lockdown. But without further ado, let's get into it. So Cameron Carter-Vickers is a big man, to say the least. While he may not be very tall, he certainly is a unit and a half. Now, only 23 years old, he's still a youngish lad. Carter-Vickers was actually signed to Tottenham at the age of 11, the Tottenham Academy, after being scouted at his local team of Catholic United. But I will say this, he is an absolute workhorse despite not being very tall. He is absolutely everywhere in defence, everywhere, and he's got such a commanding presence in that back four or back three, whatever position he plays. And it's due to his frame, even if players, right? So imagine you've got, let's say, Cameron Carter-Vickers up against Lionel Messi. Messi will 100% get the ball around him, no questions asked. But Cameron Carter-Vickers will just stand there, turn his body and shove Messi off because Messi will have no way of getting past Carter-Vickers there. He's an absolute unit. No one gets past him. The ball might, but no one else will. Makes it an easy recovery from him. And yeah, to be fair to the lad, he knows how to use his size to his advantage, so fair play to him. But despite all this positive stuff I'm saying about him, he's never actually really been able to crack it in the Tottenham first team. He made his debut for the team in 2017, but since then he's only made less than 10 appearances for the club in total, and he's been on loan every single season. Sheffield United, Ipswich, Swansea City, Stoke, Luton Town and Bournemouth. 6 clubs in the space of, since 2017, that is 4 years. That is absolutely mental. And each club he played for was actually in the Champions League, so he didn't play for Sheffield while they were in the Prem, or he didn't play for Luton while they were in League One. Yeah, it's always been Championship football for a player like Carter-Vickers. Now, that leads us to his arrival now at Celtic Football Club. And we ended the window with him coming in as a loan deal. But there is also not an obligation, the option to buy. That is a very crucial thing to say. Now, the actual details of the fee for the option to buy haven't been released, but Spurs were reportedly looking for a £5 million permanent transfer deal. So I assume, and I think it's most likely, that the deal will be around that sum. But it is quite a lot for a player who has been unproven in Scottish football. So we'll have to wait and see to how he goes this season. Now, moving on to why Celtic signed him. Why do we need another centre-back? Because we have 8 recognised centre-backs in the team right now without him. So make that 9 in total now. And that is also including Bosun Lowell, who's the captain of the B team, Tommy McIntyre's B team. He's also in contention apparently for the first team. We have a lot of great promising centre-backs in the club. So, 9 possible centre-backs. Why do we need him as well? Well, this is telling me 2 things. One, Liam Scales, who also recently came, he's mainly a centre-back, but this leads me to believe he will actually be prepped for the left-back spot and meant to contest Greg Taylor for that. I see that as a good move. I'm not going to really divulge into that much. I think that's a great move. But also, with Chris Julian still out, the second thing and more important thing is it's something that has been reported by quite a few media outlets, quite a few Celtic pages, is that Osaze Urhoghide, one of the players who came in the earliest under Ange, has actually fallen out of contention with the coach's staff. So Urhoghide, he's only young, we've got to remember this, but apparently his development is really, really lacking at the moment, and he's fallen out of contention. Now, that's what leads me to believe that we need a better backup option, and that's why I feel Carter-Vickers has been brought in, because obviously Ange sees something in him that can improve this team, maybe even, burst into the starting 11 and put the whole other, and just, body everyone else, because the Scottish Premiership, we have a lot of physical strikers in the league. We have to admit that. So someone like Carter-Vickers would absolutely rattle those physical strikers who like to bully players like Starfelt, even Welsh on occasion. So it's great to see Celtic making different kind of moves. Not the tallest of defenders for Carter-Vickers, but definitely the strongest by far. So we'll have to wait and see what the go is with this, because if he's going to be on the bench for Ross County, I could probably see this happening, because he's going to be training with the squad. He isn't with the national team, I don't believe, so that is going to be interesting when they all return. Now, my thoughts and opinions on this deal. Well, it's a loan deal, of course, and obviously there is an option to buy, but there is no obligation. So it's very good business from Celtic, because it means that we can buy him if he impresses, but we don't have to buy him. There's nothing to say that we must buy him. He can just return to Spurs if he's had a poor season, like another Premier League centre-back did last season. But am I convinced on the player? Look, from what I've seen from him, from what I've seen from all the games, like all the highlights on YouTube and stuff, he's a unit in defence. Like I've said, he's so hard to get around. He's a workhorse. He will put his body on the line 110%. He'll put his body on the line more than every other player, bar Tony Ralston, more than every other player in that defensive line. But it is still, we still have to see if he can adapt to Scottish football, because as we all know, Scottish football and English football are completely different ball games. Great proof in Shane Duffy last year. He's doing very well in England right now, but when he came to Scotland, he was absolutely rattled. So we'll have to see if Carter Vickers has the skill and the ability to adapt to Scottish football and improve his game and become a mainstay in this Celtic starting 11. But I do have faith, and I do hope, honestly, that Carter Vickers can get his way into that starting 11, because I feel he could offer something completely different to what Starfelt does, and maybe even improve this team even further. But that is all from me. That was me covering Cameron Carter Vickers. Hopefully we get to see the best of him. But until next time, hail, hail.